Hi, my name is Kalamali Joy, and I just want to welcome you to this course, Wellness for Warriors in Healthcare, and to thank you all for being here. And what I'm hoping to do in this video together is working on helping you to find that motivation that's going to take you through this course. I would love, love, love to work with you on how to find your why. So why you arrived here today, why you said yes to this course, why you've been finding the recharge card helpful, and why you want to take this a step further. Hopefully it's because you know in your heart that this is going to help you face the challenges of daily life and find solutions so that things can be more joyful, more peaceful, more energetic, more balanced and harmonious. And, you know, whenever a person says yes to life, they say, yes, I want to find solutions, that has the ability to help the whole world because we all affect each other. And every person that says yes to their own wellness, body, mind, and soul, they become a mentor to others, a role model for others, just like Gayatri shares in her story about her experience as a nurse. People notice. I remember when I first chose to embark on a path of wellness, to find ways to be a better person, to be more positive, because I just found that for me, that was one of my biggest challenges was depression and anxiety and being able to stay positive. And once I started, changing the way I think, using affirmations, doing some of the exercises that we're going to work with you on in this course, practicing meditation, yoga, just the things that you hear have been proven to help, but also even improve your immune system because they decrease stress. So another good reason to be a part of this course. But people started calling my desk at work the Zen desk, or somebody said you're the calm one on the team, and people start looking to you for solutions, especially in a crisis. So these are just ways for you to feel better, to live better, happier lives, but also you're going to be able to help the people around you want to change too. Or even if they don't, they're just going to look to you as that example to inspire a better situation wherever you are together. And that's really important and needed right now. There's so many people facing fatigue and burnout in their field in healthcare. And as a group, as a community of providers, workers, it's so important to feel that bond and sense of community, that you're here, you're together, you're in this together, and find ways to rise up despite the challenges that you're facing. Once you take this step, it's something you should really honor, and you should really give yourself the time to do this self-care, because what you'll see is time and time again, when we don't pause to give that care to ourselves, it's that whole metaphor of putting on your own oxygen mask first before you turn to your child on the airplane. This wellness is like the oxygen. It's the breath of life and energy that you need to have before you can go out into the world. Whenever we can practice kindness, practice being calm with another person, practice being positive with another person, being harmonious, think about the power of that and know in your heart that that is what makes a warrior. It's someone who has the access of that inner strength to do courageously those things in life that help others from that place of centeredness and giving the best that they can give. And so this is so much in alignment with why people get into this field, is to practice selfless service, but at the highest, from their own higher self with a big S. So I just thought I would start by having us all do a little exercise. This is an exercise for finding that why, finding that purpose. And just a little bit of a backstory before I give this exercise to you. Many of you are probably aware of, there's a viral YouTube video on the power of finding your why. And it tells the story of the company Apple and why it has found such success over the years compared to others in the field, even though, you look at it and people's products can be quite similar. But what is different between companies is their values, their core values that make up their why. And Apple has very unique core values that are expressed through everything they do. And because that company tuned into their core values and their why, they got connected with an audience of people who support that, who relate to it, who also have that why. And so they're able to change the way technology is throughout this global community of technology users throughout the world. And it's because they took the time to begin founding their company's success on very strong core values and a good why. So that's why we're going to do that before you start this course, so that you can go back to this as you go through these modules and you can remind yourself why you began, so you can keep going and you can see this through. And then receive those benefits in your life as you continue to practice these techniques and tips. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and either open like a little notepad app on your computer or phone, or take, a pen to paper. And I want you to just, listen for a moment. You can even close your eyes to the instructions about this visualization and a little bit of a journaling exercise for finding your purpose and your why. So here's a beautiful quote with your eyes closed. To be alive is to be on fire with purpose, to move forward with undaunted determination toward a goal. You must be enthusiastically active, make something of yourself, and give something worthwhile to the world. You have the capacity to throw flowering branches of power and success all around you, that the inspiration of your life may waft its influence over the entire cosmos. And those are beautiful inspirations from Yogananda on how to be a success. And what I'd like you to do is to continue to just think for a moment back to when you were a child, typically between the age of 3 to 12 even, and just think about what it was that you could do in your life to be happy. What did you love to do when you had time to be creative, to have fun? And just think about that. These are the clues for what your soul call is. What is going to reignite your enthusiasm for life and your joy, so that you can be open to this enthusiasm. The root word of enthusiasm is inspired by God, or the divine source of life. To be inspired by the higher self, filled with joy. It just fills you with joy and energy. We all need to find that enthusiasm for life again. As children, we live more in our heart, and there's a feeling of lightness and freedom that comes with that, and a boundless flow of creativity and energy. I think any of you that have had a toddler knows the kind of energy that we come into the world with. It's uninhibited. It's just there the moment we wake up. And we want to find that again. It's within us. What happens is we start to block ourselves from that. And it can be fears and worries or thoughts about who we are and what we should be doing. And what we want to do is take each of those layers away so that we can get back to that pure flow of energy. And now you can go ahead and open your eyes and we'll start writing together. The first question: what do I have to give? These are your strengths, your best qualities, skills. What makes you unique in what you have to give to your team, to your family? I just want to give you a few minutes. What do I have to give? This can be a hard question to answer, but we all have something. Even if you just write a word. And if you need more time, you can simply pause between these questions, and then I'll just continue to move on to the next one. And you just feel free to pause as you need to. Who do I have to give this to? Who are the people that you serve each day? Who are the people you touch? Maybe you can write what their needs are. What do your children need? What do your patients need? At the core, what do they need? Is it hope? Is it connection? Is it love? And then this is going to take you in a little bit of a different direction. What inspires me to take action in life? What makes me want to get up each day? What is it that drives you? What is your why? I want you to share that. And this might take a little longer. This one allows you to really go deep into who you are and what you came here for in this life. And then what you want to do is take those beginning answers to what it was like when you were a child and connect them to the area of service that you're in today, and look for the similarities. They become the opportunities for you to find more joy and more. It's almost like a revitalizing of the energy into what you're doing in your daily service, your work, your career. So find those connections. Another question, is there anything that you're doing that's holding you back from fulfilling that opportunity to serve with more energy, to find that joy? If so, this is the opportunity to share about those things. And then the final question, are there things that you can be doing to align yourself to be more in tune with that perfect joy, with that feeling of fulfillment, with that feeling of enthusiasm? You might be feeling it in your heart, even the things that you need to do to take action on to get to that place where you can be living in your why, fulfilling your purpose, and going back to your core values and living from those. So just take some time here to really reflect. And you can also take time again later today. You can add to this. It's something that you'll probably want to access and remind yourself of throughout this course. And you may even add to it as you go along, as you do our exercises, participate in the forum. You might see a quote that you love. You can add it. It can be a fun thing to find a little journal that you love that's got beautiful, inspiring pictures, or whatever it is that will help you to take this to the next step and make it a part of helping this course come alive for you. The more energy that you put into this course, the more you're going to receive. The more you do the exercises with us and participate and hopefully create community with us, I think the more connection and inspiration you'll find flowing from this course into your daily life. So thank you for doing this exercise, and I hope that it helps you take more and more from what we do together and stay inspired throughout.